set me free from this misery. I can't take it no more. Since you ran away, nothing's been the same. Don't know what I'm living for. So here I am, so alone, and there's nothing in the world I can do. Until you're back here, baby. Until you're back here, baby. Virgo, miss you, want you, need you so. Greetings, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, any of these aspects in Vedic sidereal. Vedic sidereal, if you go to the description of this video, you can see how to get a personal reading from me, and you can also see how to get your Vedic sidereal chart for free. And I suggest that, you guys. I've had it described that the Vedic sidereal is the inside, the engine of our vehicle, and the model, say you're a Ford, you're a Chevy, that is your Western astrology. That is what the man-made calendar has delegated each sign and dates to each sign. But actually, if you look at a planetary map of where the planets were on the day you were born, at the time you were born, you would see that it's not actually in that sign. So, okay, enough of confusing you guys. All right, Virgo, someone is missing someone, clearly, with the back here, baby. For some of my Virgos, so I'm reading for Virgos that are in relationship and Virgos that are not in relationship, so it's kind of going to teeter back and forth, Virgo. The reading will go back and forth. The overall energy I pulled was the Nine of Cups in reverse from the Lover's Path Tarot. Now, in the Lover's Path, this Nine of Cups is about deep dissatisfaction, an inability to allow yourself to receive pleasure, to feel pleasure. Perhaps some of my Virgos are beating themselves up about a past relationship, the way something went in the past. If they're in a relationship, they could be beating themselves up about a work situation, a family relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be intimate, right? All right, Virgo, someone is drinking too much, especially with this Nine of Cups in reverse. We see all those cups spilling. They have their giant gauntlet of wine, whiskey, pick your poison. It's here. All the poison is here. And we have the rocks and the water, and this person is just kind of wishing and dreaming on the past. It's someone who took a relationship for granted, took something for granted when it was there, and now that it's gone, you know, back here, baby, we have until you're back here, baby, 'cause I'm thinking of you, and I wonder, are you ever coming back in my life? 'Cause here I am, so alone, and there's nothing in this world I can do until you're back here, baby. You are the one, and I can't let you go. I want you to know you are the one, and I can't let you go. Woo! That's basically, girl, I promise you, now my love is true. This is where my heart belongs. You are the one I want and I can't let you go. So I told you lies, even made you cry. Babe, I was so wrong. There's a feeling inside I want you to know. You're the one and I can't let you go. BB Mac back here. Powerful song that we got going on that shuffle with the Nine of Cups. The opposite of wish fulfillment. Some Virgo is wishing, or Virgo, remember, energies can be vice versa. So this could be someone that you're dealing with. In the animal medicine, we have Crow in reverse. I like to read the contrary, the reversals of this deck, because this book has very specific meanings for these cards, and I like it. I was just gifted this deck from one of my friend's parents, and I like to go out to their land and spend time with them, and I set up my slackline out there and enjoy the horses and all that jazz, and she gifted me this deck, and I've really enjoyed working with it, but I don't like putting my own intuition to the cards, because after I opened the book, I was like, you know, I really respect this author's way of writing, and usually whenever I get oracle cards, I read the book and I'm like, blah. It's so cheap and what I like to call superficial, like on the surface. But this book is a little deeper than that. So this almost reminds me of Leo's reading, because Leo had the Raven in reverse, but you guys have the Crow in reverse. So you're an outlaw today, eh? Virgo, this is one of the varied messages of the Crow in reverse. The rebel in you has given a yell, and all hell is about to break loose. I mean, we're kind of seeing that with the protests. So some of you Virgos could be live in the action, in the heat of the protests. Please stay safe out there. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you have water. Make sure you're protected from those rubber bullets. Virgo, do what you gotta do. Stay protected. A word to the wise at this point. Make sure that if you are stepping on toes, you have backup. The catalyst for a barroom brawl is usually the person with two black eyes. That is what it means to eat crow. So make sure you're not eating crow, which crow in reverse is kind of signifying here, Virgo. If you don't want to play, or if you don't plan to go to such extremes, crow reversed may indicate that you are cheating a little on your diet, You're covertly watching the neighbors having a spat. You're drinking too much, which we have twice here now. You're thinking promises are made to be broken. In any of these situations, the only loser is you. If you are lying to yourself on any level, then you've lost the true power of Crow. So Crow in reverse is ask yourself where you're lying to yourself, where you're overindulging, where you are using something to numb an emotion rather than feeling and leaning into the emotion, picking up the phone, calling the person, and having the conversation with the person. Think about it. Maybe your inner truth will come to you. In seeing what is true, you may need to weed out past beliefs or ideas to bring yourself into the present moment. Contrary Crow speaks of needing to remember that the divine law is not judgment or denial of self-truths. Divine law is honoring harmony that comes from a peaceful mind, an open heart, a true tongue, a light step, a forgiving nature, and a love for every living creature. Honor the past as your teacher, honor the present as your current creations, Virgo, and honor your future as your inspiration. Refusing to honor the shifts in your reality can cause emotional pain, and an implosion of energy is apparent when rebellion is surfacing. Contrary Crow speaks of broken laws. The law of expansion is broken by suppression. This may also apply to a situation or an old habit that you may be bringing up right now, a person you have given all of your authority to, so giving your power away to someone or to a certain group, or your own fears that you are letting get in your way. So Virgo, what fears are you letting kind of get in your way right now? It is always your own creation, so call on Crow and shift that creation to your new reality. I'm thinking of that Marianne Williamson quote, it is not our darkness that fears us, that we fear the most. It is our brightness, our smart. It's like, who are you to be brilliant, smart, shine? Actually, who are you not to be? So it's kind of that thing of like, you are self-sabotaging right now because it's almost like you're scared of the success, Virgo. Like you fear maybe perhaps the responsibility, or you feel like you don't fully deserve it, or you fear, you know, if I already have experienced haters and turmoil at this point in my life, what would that really look like if I was super successful? Because I see how celebrities and certain people really have a lot of flack. I don't want to have that, so I'm just not even going to fully nourish my gifts. I'm not going to fully dive into my presence, Virgo. That is kind of what's holding you back right now. So we have Kill Us by Jessie Reyes. Love you in the worst way. You knocked me down like a heavyweight. We fell in love, got a KO, oh no. Too damn young, so we broke up, no go. So much for a wedding date. I know nobody gets out of love alive. We either break up when we're young, or we say goodbye when we die. For a moment at least, I knew you were mine, and it was beautiful, but winter comes and roses don't survive. It's getting late, I should go, but I want to hold you, like it's June in the West End, back when you were my best friend, before love came to kill us. We're not supposed to, but I can't learn my lesson. I miss when you were my best friend, before love came to kill us. Woo! Okay, Virgo, the shuffle is not lying today. I have thousands and thousands of songs, ranging from traditional Bollywood, India, Afrobeats, sound healing music, hard rock, country, rap, R&B, every genre, harp music, violin, classical music. I have really every genre of music, Irish folk music. I've got all of it on my shuffle. These songs back to back are pretty telling of a specific Virgo that I'm currently reading for here, with that Crow in reverse. Leo also had Tiwaz, and Tiwaz is all about sacrifice. The god Tyr had to sacrifice his hand to capture the wolf Fenris to save the village. So there was to trick Fenris into being chained. So there is a sacrifice that needed to be made here. Virgo, you may be having to deal with a sacrifice to gain a just victory of a situation. This is about experiencing temperance through sacrifice. This is having courage, following a right cause, self-sacrifice, having spiritual discipline, targeted strategy, strength, trust, and loyalty, the pressure for self-realization and reliability, being a slave to the loins, as we see here, being a slave to the loins. We do see all this battle on the battlefield here, as above, so below. It's very powerful in this rune. This is all about gaining fairness through balancing the scales as above, so below. Do not be thrown off balance by the chaos of your environment. Remain sure and calm. Remember, guys, they want us to riot. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. They want us to riot. but we will have peace. This is asking you to target the single most correct place for justice, having a cool, calm, and collected demeanor. This is asking you to take a risk, to invest in something. You will have success with a strong, aimed, directed focus if you stay focused. This is growing passion for a lifetime, being a brave warrior of love, knowing that someone is for you and claiming them relentlessly, Virgo, not letting them get away, not letting them go away, not letting something just fizzle out, but really going after love, Virgo. For those Virgos who feel like someone's getting away from them, if there was no abuse in the situation, if there was, you know, nothing unforgivable here, then I suggest you get on your running shoes and you start running towards them. This is about the primal father, having spiritual courage, a just victory, fidelity and infidelity. The arrow is pointing to heaven, an inner journey at the highest stage from the roots. Just like the Carl Jung quote, it is said, "No tree may reach heaven whose roots do not reach down to hell." Only the most brave are chosen by Odin at the front gates of heaven. This is about understanding your responsibility and the cost of that responsibility. We also have the Rune of Cant. This is the torch, the light of the torch, a controlled fire. I think of this as a very phallic card. I mean, look at his rod there. His rod is on fire. This girl is on fire. Okay, this is about illumination, combustion, a fever, lightness in the darkness, impulse, willpower, passion, desire, love, creating, renewal, repressed lust, so just like the Nine of Cups in reverse, feeling like you can't experience pleasure to the fullest because the only person that you really want to experience that pleasure with, you lost. You don't have that person right now. You pushed them away, or you let them run away. You didn't chase after them, and it's not about a chasing thing, right? But it's like you didn't take a stand for love. And because you didn't do anything, inaction is actually a very strong action. Saying nothing is actually saying the most in many situations. When you say nothing, you say everything, Virgo. And this is for some Virgo, or again, remember, things can be vice versa. You're not saying something, they need to say something, you need to say something. Someone needs to say something here. This is application of knowledge, the occult. This is your intuition, studying the occult. This is about finding opportunity and going to the opportunity, seeking it, putting the rod in the fire, going after that. Exploring paradigms and the search for a greater truth, exposing the hidden, so finding out what's hidden and exposing it to gain new knowledge. This also is about strengthening your craft and abilities in a balanced way. So Virgo, if there's something that you're working on but you've kind of been disheartened, then this rune will kind of give you that extra oomph energy to continue on your path of refining and sharpening that tool. This is the skillful use of tools obtained by Theresas. This is understanding that we each carry our own torch through the darkness for a path to the light. These torches are signposts for navigation. This is all about using the scientific method and art as an exploration of the truth. So a lot of you guys could be using your art as a means of activism during this time, expressing everything that is going on. This is about access to inborn and hereditary knowledge, the journey in search for the truth, not the truth itself. This is understanding that humility is the number one requirement of a good student. So this is about obtaining that humility during this time. This also has to deal with Loki, the mischievous god. He can actually be helpful in helping you going against societal expectations. So this kind of goes with that crow in reverse. If you guys are being rebels and super rebellious during your protesting, then Loki is kind of here to help you out with all of that. Action is required. This is asking that you move off the beaten path. You need to take your own torch and go down your own path, your own way, and stop following the crowd, but be a leader, Virgo. This is also inviting you to drink more herbal tea, using heat during this time, get in a steamy shower, a steam bath, a steam room, get in a sauna, getting like a foot massager, something like warm on the feet, wrapping your feet in hot towels. This is all about using heat. Following the fire of your heart's calling, speaking up in relationships. This is also about emotionally withdrawing and a lack of understanding, a lack of healing for that emotional withdrawal. So a strong need to dive into the heart space, Virgo, a strong need to communicate, a strong need to come forth. This is about healing frigidity and staleness, a cold energy. This is about healing that and reopening you to passion. This can be used in ritual and divination to connect to your heart and your higher passions. This also has to deal with Polaris, which is pointing to the north of your soul. This is also the spark that starts everything. It's also asking you to take a great risk for deeper financial reward. And this also has to do with, or the next rune after this is the rune of Gabo, which is the rune of sexuality, lala, vavavoom. And so this is kind of preparing your rod for the intimacy in the bedroom of the love that will come in if you really seek it out, Virgo. Now, we have nurturance and sensitivity here as your cards. We have Breakdown by Revolution. Another minute of my life gone by, my time flies. Well, I'll sleep till I arrive. Slow down, don't break down. On the verge of a breakdown. Look at her singing in the town, never around, I was never around. See her dancing on the clouds, missing out, I'm always missing out. Another mile, what a sight, another minute of my life gone by. Woo! Look at her singing in the town, I was never around. See her dancing on the clouds, I'm always missing out. I'm on the verge of a breakdown. What a life to live, what a strange little gift. Won't chase another dream, but it's not as easy as it seems. Where are we bound? I'm always missing out. Okay, Virgo, so someone feels like they missed a chance, like there was just bad timing in a relationship of something. You are needing to nurture yourself and be more sensitive with yourself. Some of my Virgos are just being hard on themselves, and even if this person that you want to go back and talk to, if you're like, no, they hate me, they don't want to talk to me, I feel like, yes, they were hurt, so they may have acted a certain way or spoken a certain way to you at one point, Virgo, but they're like ready to talk now. They're ready to talk and they want you to talk. And Virgo, for some of my Virgos, you need to understand with the sensitivity and nurturance, just because someone says something, it's not final at all. That's how they felt in that day. And Virgo, you or the other person need to learn to be able to hear the potency and the extent, the extremism of someone's true emotions and listen to them and feel them and not take them as finality. You need to be able to hear someone say, I never want to talk to you again, you really hurt me, this, that, and the other, if you did really hurt them, if you slept with someone, if you did something, like if you did something that was kind of infidelity, or or even just like texting someone else a lot, or if you had a lot of broken promises, like you told them that you would constantly be there, but instead you were working, you were always on the road. Every time you said that you would show up for the person, instead you showed up for work. You chose the dollar instead of love. You chose material instead of the spiritual, instead of the emotional, instead of the heartfelt connection. And this person was like, I can't deal with this anymore because you're not giving, like, you're all about your coin, and that's great and all, but don't you see that what really matters in life, Virgo? Like, don't you see, and again, Virgo, this could be vice versa, this could be you or them, but someone put more thought in their fame and their fortune than they did their heartfelt connections, and that made the other person walk away or consider walking away or just kind of become emotionally distant. And Virgo, right now, the card sensitivity and nurturance are really asking that you dive into nurture and that you allow yourself to prioritize relationships more and stop worrying so much about the coin. The sensitivity is the wood nymph. And when I think of wood, I think of like hardening, a hardness. There needs to be more water. We see that she's enveloped in this like blue steam. I'm going to take that as like a steam. So it's a strong need to get in the hot tub, be outside in a lake somewhere, get in water. Virgo, you need to be around water and earth during this time. Allow yourself to tap into a higher sense of sensitivity. Be more sensitive at this time, Virgo. It's imperative for the sake of your own emotional and mental health that you become more sensitive and that you find ways to express and communicate your sensitivity, Virgo. The person in your life, the people in your life need that from you right now, but aside from them needing it from you, you need that from you. Nurturance. Perhaps one of the most important gifts in life is that of nurturance. At this time on your path, you are being asked to be nurturing, Virgo. The one in need may be someone close to you, or it may even be yourself who needs deeper nurturing, Virgo. Small, loving, caring gestures, compliments, and tokens are being called for at this time. You will find within yourself the ability to replenish the spirit and encourage beauty, development, and growth. Only with true nurturance can any of this growth actually occur. To give nurturance is imperative, and it should not be taken lightly at this time, Virgo. This is one of the highest callings that we can be asked for. Find simple and free-flowing ways to cherish, appreciate, and encourage the tender growth of nurturance at this time, Virgo. And we see a mare with her foal there. So some of you guys, this could be a mother-daughter relationship, nurturance towards that. She just want to run over my feelings like she drinking and driving in an 18-wheeler, and I'd allow her, talk about pussy power. She used to say, you can be whoever you want to be, even yourself. Yeah, I show up knowing exactly who I was and never leave as myself. But when it falls apart, I'm always still down to pick a million tiny little pieces off the ground. Wish you could learn to love people and use things and not the other way around. Swinging. Eyes closed, just swinging. Same city, same friends. If you're looking for me, same city, same friends. I'll be here, just swinging. Ooh, Connect by Drake. All right, Virgo, so some of my people are saying that it was the female that was going around and couldn't really commit. Doesn't really matter. In some cases, it's the guy. In some cases, it's the woman. You know your story. I saw 2 of Swords in the pre-shuffle, so someone is definitely trying to make a decision here. They're trying to decide to reach out. They're trying to decide to speak up, because Swords are all about communication. 2s is about bringing balance. So they know that there is unfinished business here, Virgo, or you know there's unfinished business, and you're trying to decide, do I talk to them, or are they supposed to talk to me? Who's supposed to talk to who? Well, Virgo, if you're thinking it, then you need to speak out. We have 2 of Wands in reverse is your energy. So you're feeling stuck right now. 2 of Wands is he's looking at this map and he's trying to decide where he wants to go next. But Virgo, you're like not even, you're just, it's like you know you need to move on or speak about a situation, but you're just stalling right now. Some Virgo is stalling. 2 of Wands in reverse. You don't want to make decisions. You don't want to think about things. You just want to stall. 9 of Cups. Sit back with your drink. Page of Cups is what's crossing you. Someone is thinking about, and the Hierophant reversed is your subconscious. Oh man, Virgo, there is another party here. I feel like maybe the relationship wasn't totally official. You know when you are with someone for a while and you break up, and then you date other people for a little bit, but then you guys get back together like 2 months later, and then you're in the awkward stage where you're like sleeping together and you're saying I love you? Oh my gosh, this is so someone's story. 2 of Wands, Page of Cups, the Hierophant in reverse, the Lovers upright, crowning you. This is totally someone's story. Cindy will be the female, and Bob will be the male. Cindy and Bob break up. 2 months later, Cindy and Bob have an exchange of texts where they're all sweet to each other. They're like, you know, I'm sorry, I'm da-da-da-da-da-da. So they hang out. Cindy and Bob, they decide to hang out. Of course, they hook up. They have incredible makeup la-la. They have that makeup love session, and they start hanging out. The 3rd time that they hang out, Cindy sees on Bob's phone, oh my gosh, you have pictures of a girl, da-da-da. And Bob's like, well, yeah, we broke up. So, oh my gosh, were you on Tinder? Were you on Bumble? Were you on whatever the apps are these days? And Bob is like, but we broke up. And Cindy's like, how dare you? We're over, all over again. It's over again because you lied to me, you're cheating on me. But Bob's like, that's not fair because we broke up. Actually, Bob and Cindy, both of you guys should have had these conversations from the get-go. You should have had, during that first conversation of, I'm so sorry, da-da-da-da-da, oh, it's okay, you know, do you want to come over and we can have a talk about the breakup? You should have had the conversation before you let their ding-a-ling go in your precious yoni. You should have said, hey, you know what? Have you been talking to anyone? Have you been dating anyone? Have you been seeing anyone? And instead of getting mad and triggered about it, you just need to be responsible adults and have the conversation like adults, Virgo. I dealt with a kind of situation like this. I feel like many people have dealt with a situation like this in the past. But in the past, I dealt with a situation like this. And my ex had taken pictures of other women on his phone, on his camera, and then he had taken pictures of me on his camera, and so I was looking at the pictures that he took of me that morning while I was cooking breakfast, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that you got a camera. I love that you're wanting to take pictures of me. And it was the first time we hung out after not being together for months, and it was really nice, and we had the most incredible like makeup time. And I had asked him before the evening, before everything, I was like, so have you been seeing anyone? Have you, like, I asked him, have you dated? And he's like, no, it's only you. I've just been missing you this whole time. Completely lied to me. I was not snooping for anything. I wasn't snooping at all. The universe wanted me to find out. So whenever I'm looking at the camera, I see all these pictures of other women, including his best friend's girl. And I'm like, oh, so you've just been doing these other girls. And he went on an out-of-state vacation with one of the girls, like all these things. And I was like, why are you lying to me? Like, how are you going to say that you want to build something with me again, but how are you going to build with me when 2 days before this, there's pictures of your best friend's girl and your best friend's not around. There's pictures a week before that of you in Colorado with another girl. There's pictures of, yeah, so some of my Virgos are dealing with this situation, and he is a Virgo in Vedic sidereal, just so you guys know. So, and I know a few other Virgos who are dealing with a similar situation like that, but if that's not your situation, it's something similar along the lines of withholding and hiding information, telling white lies. There's a white lie here. So we have the Two of Wands and the Page of Cups. Someone is deciding, am I going to give this offer? But they're feeling like a page because they're feeling like they aren't fully deserving of something. They're feeling like, you know, they have that guilt around them, like they kind of know that they fudged up. In some situations, for my totally single Virgos, you might feel like the person that you want to extend an invitation to is just really powerful and you're putting them kind of on a pedestal. So you're feeling like a page, like if you offer something to them, it's like a page, and you have the Two of Wands with the page because you're like, I don't even know if they're interested in this. And you have the Hierophant in reverse as your subconscious energy. So if we look at the Hierophant in this deck, this is the sign of Taurus, but also, you guys, this Hierophant deck, notice he's like, I said this in a reading the other day, it was Taurus or Gemini. This Hierophant is like staring at this naked lady over here, and he's like, take off your shirt, turn to the right, and slip your pants down just below your butt. Like, they're like he's like telling her what to do, and she likes it. So it's like the chemistry here is insane, it's intense, it's delicious. But what is he hiding? A naked lady under his chair. Do you guys see her right there? He's hiding something. So this is in reverse because they're thinking about this, which is why they're showing up as a page and they can't show up as a king. Because a king can only show up as a king if he's in full integrity and authenticity. And you're not being in full integrity and authenticity to be in this Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant is all about commitment and fidelity. So in reverse, infidelity. And we see that naked lady hiding under the chair. So this could also just be like flirty messages, but someone knows that they did wrong in the past. So even though they now know, and they now know better, and they learned from that, they want to re-offer a love offer, but they don't know that it will be completely accepted. And in the crown is the Lovers. Again, we have Taurus, Gemini here. We have really everything because we have the cups all around here. We have pentacles, we have wands, so fire, earth, air, water, everything's here. All things are here. So with the Lovers, they're thinking about you, or you're thinking about them. They're clinging to this. They miss the memory of this. This is what they yearn for. This is what they're really desiring at this time. They want this. They want to achieve this again. They miss this. And the past was Four of Pentacles. Someone was greedy. Someone took more than they received. Took more than they gave. They received more than they were giving. Someone was self-preserving, had self-preservation. Someone was just giving barely enough, giving breadcrumbs. This is all breadcrumbing. So someone was breadcrumbing. If someone wasn't hiding another person, then they were breadcrumbing, and they're doing that out of self-preservation. And the person got sick of the breadcrumbing, so they walked away. And again, Virgo, it could be you, vice versa. Switch energies, however rules need to be. Now, Four of Pentacles, we also have some instruments here. So it's like someone is going out to music ventures on their own. They're not inviting the other person. They're like, well, I'm going to go do what I want to do, and you should go do what you want to do, and then I'll hang out with you, and it's convenient for me, and I'll be good to you, and we'll be making love, and, you know, we have all the bang, bang, passion, Lovers, and the Hierophant card here. We have all that passion here, but only when it's convenient for me, and I'm going to compartmentalize my feelings, and when I want to go out and go to a concert with my friends and drink and totally ignore you and act like we're not in a relationship, I'm going to do that too. But they're doing that out of immaturity and out of really just immaturity and insecurity. because the problem with this person is that they can't commit. They don't commit fully to themselves. They don't commit fully to anything or anyone. And because of that, it ended them up in this situation where this person walked away because she found out about the woman under the chair. She found out, and the woman under the chair doesn't necessarily have to be a woman. It could be, like I said, work got in the way, other friends got in the way. Like, the person is like, well, I just want to hang out with my friends all the time. Nothing's wrong with having friends, Virgo. I'm not saying that. But for someone who really wants a commitment and who really wants to build a family and create a home with someone, then they want a real partner. They want a real partner, not someone who's like, yeah, we can hang out once or twice a week, but I'm going to prioritize my friends and my mother over you. No, they don't want to marry someone who is always going to mama's house. There's a time and a place for that. And there's also time and a place, Virgo, when you have to man the fuck up, grow the fuck up, and step away from your parents and create a family of your own so that you can be that for someone else. There's an issue here of someone not wanting to mature, someone not wanting to grow up and really step into the role as a true king or queen. And because of that, it's lost them this relationship in some capacity, in some sense. Now, the future card is the Knight of Cups in reverse. So someone is feeling, we have from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups, but the Knight of Cups is in reverse. So their feelings are growing. Your feelings are growing, but you still aren't communicating to this person, or they're not communicating to you. With the Page of Cups crossing, whoever's the Page of Cups, whoever wants to give this love offer their heart is expanding, it's growing, they can't suppress the feelings, the love that they have for this person, but they're also not able yet to express them. And then on your path, we have the High Priestess in reverse. So someone's cloudy judgment here. Someone is not thinking clearly, they're not thinking straight, someone is letting their own insecurities and whatnot get in the way of real love, of a true divine counterpart here. Someone is letting other people speak for them. The High Priestess in reverse is like you're letting your friends and your parents make your love decisions for you. You're letting other people speak on your love decisions for you. We have here like all these faces here and these faces on the sides. It's like other people are speaking for her. It's in reverse. Now, who you're dealing with is Seven of Wands in reverse. And I love this because just like I said, this is such a perfect card for this reading. Oh my gosh. So again, switch roles if you need to on male, feminine, whatever, but just for the sake of being swift and speaking it clearly, I'm just going to say she. So she has like this, she's on this bigger beast and she's like looking down at him. So that's where I said, like if someone caught someone, if she caught like, who's that woman under the chair? How dare you? You're going to ask me to do things naked? Like, you're going to ask things of me? You're going to ask me to be vulnerable, and you're going to ask me to be intimate, just like we were in our loving relationship for years, but you're hiding all these, like, mistresses from me? You're hiding all these text messages from me? You're not going to be honest with me about this? You're not just going to have an adult conversation and be like, hey, just so you know, while you were gone, I've been sexting or flirting with, or I've been outright king, because in my case, he was outright king all these people during that time period. So she's giving it to him. She's like yelling at him. She's like, my beast is, this is like a metaphor. You know, like she is in the right here because he's hidden all of these things. So he's feeling smaller and smaller. Like this Page of Cups, he's like, crap, I know I did wrong. Hierophant in reverse, he's like, crap, I'm realizing Four of Pentacles, where I was breadcrumbing, where I was trying to have self-preservation, where I was trying to protect myself, because the only reason he was talking to all those people isn't because he actually loves any of those people. It's just for his own ego. For his own ego and for swift pleasure that may give him very quick passing pleasure, but in the end it's giving him tremendous guilt and tremendous feelings like, man, I lost the Lovers and the Hierophant. I lost the one thing that meant the most to me by playing around, by dicking around. So that's why the Knight of Cups is in reverse, because he feels like he's not even worthy to give this love, even though he feels this love. Now in the Seven of Wands, we see her dragon beast is like screaming at his, kind of like a how dare you, I can't believe you, like how can you do this to this relationship, how can you do this to our love, how can you do this to our love. Now in reverse, she's saying, I've gotten over that anger and I forgive you, and I understand that love, there's nothing greater than love. Love is the greatest force on earth, and if you come to me and you come to me straight and you apologize to me straight, then we can work this out, and I want to work this out. we have, in Hopes, Dreams, and Fears, the Five of Wands. So yeah, you're fearing getting your head bit off because in the past you had your head bit off or they had their head bit off. One of you guys is fearing getting your head bit off for speaking up here. So that's why whoever is this Page of Cups, whoever wants to give this offer, is withholding on giving this offer, but their heart is swelling with love here. They just want, I mean, we have the Knight of Cups is a centaur. He's half human, half horse. Horses are all about passion and power and promiscuity and romance. And someone wants to give you their rod that they have been preparing in the fire. They have gone below, as above so below. They've traveled within themselves, they've journeyed, they've gone through more experiences, they're becoming more sensitive. They've had a rebellious streak. They're done with that rebellious streak because they've experienced what it gave to them, which was not much, was not very fulfilling, and now they're scared that if they come at you with this, that they're going to get this. They're going to get their head bit off, and it's going to turn into wood. We see also like a crow up here, and all of these are phoenixes with their heads bit off. So it's like the phoenix is trying to rise, but it feels like it won't be able to. Now your outcome is Ten of Wands in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is on this happy squirrel card, which is kind of like a lucky card, and it was upright. So he is going to arrive here with an offer, but it's going to be very slow and steady, and with the Ten of Wands in reverse. So the Ten of Wands is kind of similar to the Hierophant card. There's a naked lady here and a man. The man's totally clothed, and she's the vulnerable one. So it's like the woman here was always very vulnerable, always very loving, very nurturing. Like a Queen of Cups could have Scorpio or Pisces or Cancer in her chart prominently. For my male Virgos, if you're wanting to give an offer, it's probably to a woman with lots of water in her. Now it's in reverse, so it's like there's a lot of burdens with this person, and you only are going to give an offer if you feel like the burdens have been dropped, or if you feel like the charges have been dropped. I just heard charges have to be dropped. The charges have to be dropped first. So someone is going to give an offer slowly but steadily after charges are dropped, but it might be too late, because this might also be you're coming along to give this offer slow and steady, but by the time you arrive there, you realize someone else is already drawing her. She's already found someone else, because you guys, timing is of the essence. And if you're dealing with a real one, then they're probably not going to just wait around for you. And if you've been a silent person, like the Knight of Cups in reverse, and you haven't been speaking, and with the High Priestess in reverse on your path, like, some Virgo is stalling too hard, and because of their stalling, they're going to miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime here, and that's just what I see. So, Virgo, I love you guys. If this wasn't your reading, then check back in 2 weeks and see if that is your reading. Remember, there are also your moon, rising, Jupiter sign, all those things. If this is only your sun, then check out your moon, rising, your Venus, and your Jupiter. I love you guys, and I'll see you shortly.